What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it is my review of The Midnight Walk. Coming from Moon Hood Studios, this game released on May 8th, 2025, earlier this year, and finally got the chance to get around to it after it being in my backlog. Around Halloween, I wanted to get into a scary horror, spooky game around that time. Picked The Midnight Walk, and I have so much to say on the game. I have had it completed for a few weeks, so I've had time to sit with my thoughts and really be able to tell you what I think about this game. So without further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing I want to touch on, like with most of the reviews I do, is the gameplay. I want to let you know what you will be doing in The Midnight Walk. So it is a first-person adventure game, and mostly the game is going to be puzzle-based. There's no combat in this game. Although it may look like it from the gameplay, you're carrying around this gun or you're carrying around this torch with a flame on it. You think you might be fighting enemies. You're not. The goal of the game with its gameplay is to give you an environment to move your way through, enemies to avoid, and give you the tools to get through that environment safely. The enemies are going to avoid lit areas, so your goal is to move from lit area to lit area, finding ways to illuminate areas that you want to get to and move forward through the environment that the game is giving to you. It's a linear game. It's not open world. It is handcrafted levels for you to go through, and the gameplay in this game, although it is not, anything crazy or anything like that, it is really good for what it is going for. It sets the tone. It fits with the game so well. It's not this overly over-the-top action, It doesn't go over the top with action. It doesn't do all this stuff that it shouldn't do. It sits, it realizes what it should be for the player to be able to get through the game, and then it goes with that, and it does it very, very well. And there's puzzles. Like I said, it's mostly puzzle based in this game. That's a lot of what you're going to go through and solve, but it doesn't kind of show that right off the rip with how you move through these environments. But there are areas that you can get to throughout the game that are, oh yeah, this is a puzzle room, or this is a puzzle area. I need to figure out how to progress. And the puzzles in this game are also very, very good. I think they're well crafted, they're well made. I really enjoyed the gameplay in The Midnight Walk. Even though it's not flashy, it's not anything crazy, it gets the job done. It does what I wanted the game to do, what I wanted for it to do, and it moves me through the game. I was never bored playing this game. I was always looking to see how the game was going to throw things at me in a different way, switch things up, and using the tools that the game gives. The tools and the weapons are unique. I guess weapons, you could call them. It's not like a lot of weapons or anything like that, but you do eventually get this kind of cannon style weapon that shoots flames out that you can reach targets at a further distance, and that kind of spices things up with the puzzles and the way that you move through the game. But it is a very, very good gameplay mechanic and system in this game that I really think does a great job of going alongside everything else that's happening in this game. And you can just see the enemies are also very, very unique and interesting in their design, which we'll talk more about, but also from a gameplay mechanic as well. I don't really want to spoil it because I want you to be able to go through this game and experience these enemies and how the game goes about them for the first time without any spoilers. But just know the enemies are also very well designed, and I thought they were a lot of fun to play with and go against. It does a very good job in this game of doing what it should do and just going with that and adding on top to it in all of the best ways. I really enjoyed the gameplay. It's not my favorite part of the game because there just are so many good parts of The Midnight Walk, but it gets the job done, and it does a very good job of keeping you progressing through the game while adding new mechanics on top of that. Now I want to combine a bunch of different topics into one part of the video and talk about one of, if not my favorite parts of this game, and that is the art style, visuals, and performance. I think the art style and the visuals are what jump out at you right away when you see this game. It takes that Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas art style, visual style, puts it in this game and runs wild with it. This game is absolutely beautiful. I love the way that everything was handcrafted, and it just all looks so good in this game. They do a great job of environmental variety. Even though this game is pretty much dark all the time, they still find ways to spice up what you're looking at, and that I think is always very important in any game, is to make sure that the player is not always looking at the same thing. And even though you would think with this game and it being dark all the time and there not being any off of the screen vibrant areas, you're still seeing a lot of different things in the environment, and I think that is done very, very well in this game. The art style is so good. All the character designs look fantastic. The enemy designs look fantastic. The way that this world is crafted, I wanted to stay in this world, even though it's a world filled with darkness and not a lot of positivity. This is a world that I was very immersed in and wanted to keep going in from start to finish. Just, they knocked it out of the park. They really killed it. These are the developers, or at least I think some of the developers that worked on this game are the developers that worked on Lost in Random, which I haven't gotten a chance to check out, but I've heard good things about, and you can kind of tell they took that skill, that creativity, and turned it into this completely new thing with this art style. They knocked it out of the park. I was loving every single minute of existing in this world, moving through this world, and you just got to see it for yourself. You got to play it for yourself. My words don't do it justice, and going along with the soundtrack, which we'll talk about separately in just a minute, it is a fantastic visual experience, and that goes right along with the art style. This game does a fantastic job of somehow mixing in great writing and dialogue and having all of these really funny moments with also it being a horror game. This game does have some terrifying moments with the way that the soundtrack is going at the same time as the enemy design. All these things are coming together in the same way to create this experience where you get this balance of funny and great dialogue, very cool dialogue, but also terrifying moments that make you remember that this is supposed to be a horror game. This is supposed to be a very messed up, twisted world that you're living in and making your way through, and the game does a fantastic job of that. I have some clips to show that off.
Oh, fire. Hey, I'd almost forgotten how it felt. And salutations, burnt one. Fancy meeting one of your kind here. You're the caretaker of this little firecracker? I reckon you must be headed for Moon Mountain. Am I right?
Get bent, limb tree. We don't take kindly to somebody's walking around here with 2 feet. Oh, look at those 2 arms swinging around. Disgusting. We don't take kindly to somebody's walking around here with
Look at
2
those 2
feet.
arms swinging around. Disgusting. Get bent, limb tree. Don't touch me, you limb tree. Look at those 2 arms swinging around. Disgusting.
No, don't touch me, you limb tree. Oh, look at this fancy stick. It's my favorite stick in the whole wide world. It's the best one in my collection. I got no better stick than this stick. Can't believe I found this stick. Oh, it's a keeper. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that stick. Oh, sticks. I love sticks. I can't get enough of them. But this one is the best by far. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, I'm gonna keep it forever and ever. It's gonna be on my tombstone. I love this stick. Oh, I can't believe I found it. Where did I find it? Oh, it's just the best. I can't believe I found this stick. I'm keeping it. Oh, look at this stick. I love this stick so much. It's no, my stick. Give it back. No. Oh, my stick. My favorite stick. Oh.
Touching very quickly on performance, it was very, very good throughout my entire playthrough. Very high performance actually for this game, which, you know, it is not very demanding. It wouldn't seem very demanding, but it does run really, really well throughout the entire game. I played it on PC. You can play it in VR, which I think would be very, very interesting, and I would love to see how that would play out, playing this game in VR. But it is on PlayStation, it's on PC. Performance is fantastic throughout. Just to touch on it very quickly, kudos to them for being able to have this game be well optimized. I am playing it after launch, very well after launch, so maybe this game did have launch issues, but I'm pretty sure it did not. I haven't heard anything or seen anything from reviews or anything about bad performance. I think this game was definitely well optimized at launch, but if it wasn't at launch, it definitely is now. Very well done in the performance department. Ran great throughout the entire experience. Now to talk about the soundtrack, which is composed by Joel Billie. And all I have to say is, in a year filled with some of the best soundtracks I've ever heard, it's been a fantastic year for soundtracks. This is up there for me as one of the best soundtracks of the year. This soundtrack is so good. It's not something I expected at all coming into this game, but when that first moment hits where the music really sets in, it goes for this 1920s, 30s jazz, soft jazz kind of feel, but also it can really hit you with a ton of powerful music coming from pianos, violins, a bunch of string instruments. It really hits when it needs to, but also in those calm moments, it's able to just give you this soundtrack that'll just make you sit there for a couple of seconds, maybe even a minute, and just sit and listen. It is so good. It does everything it wants to do, it's trying to do, and it does it at a fantastic rate of success. I mean, every song in the soundtrack is fantastic. They even released the soundtrack for free to all the players after the game came out because everyone was saying that's how good the soundtrack was. It needed to be experienced on its own, and that is 100% on the money. Joel Billie did a fantastic job of composing the soundtrack, and man, when this soundtrack hits, it hits. I think for a game to have a truly great, fantastic soundtrack, and it only needs to fit within the vibe and the feel of the game, but it can also be listened to very well outside of the game by itself. And this is one of the soundtracks that I think you can listen to, and you should listen to, even if you don't plan on playing this game. If this game does not interest you at all, you should go do yourself a favor and listen to this soundtrack. It's not a very long soundtrack, but man, it's powerful. It hits so many different vibes and feels, and it just hits. It is a fantastically composed soundtrack that fits the game so well with what it's going for, but also can be easily listened to outside of the game. It's just a fantastic soundtrack, and I loved every minute of hearing it in-game. Last thing I want to touch on is the story, as this game, alongside everything else in the game, I think has a great story. So this world that you're in, to give you a very quick plot premise, is entirely made of arts and crafts. It's all handcrafted, and this world was a once peaceful world, is a once peaceful place to live in and be in, but now has succumbed to eternal darkness because the sun is gone. The sun is no longer in this world. It has died, and now these nightmarish creatures that you see in the gameplay, in the game, have came out and are now roaming the lands looking for fire. They need fire. And earlier in the gameplay part of the video, I did say that you're making your way through these lands, these environments, and you're using the tools that are given to you to light up areas, because I said that they avoid areas. Well, that was actually, I think, a little wrong, because these creatures are desperate for fire, so they are attracted to fire. So when you're playing the game and you're going through, you're actually creating these distractions somewhat of fire for them to go and be attracted by, and that way you can sneak by. So I kind of made a mistake earlier in the review, but basically these creatures have come out, the sun has died, it's dark all over the place, and they have a desperate need for fire. And you play as the Burnt One, and the Burnt One is making their way on the Midnight Walk, and they meet their companion throughout the game, the companion that you'll play through with, and that is Pop Boy. And before I go any further in the story part of this video, Pop Boy is one of the best companions, I feel like, of the year. Such a cute character, very well designed, does no voice acting at all, but the noises and the slight mannerisms that he makes are just, they're so good and give him so much character in a very short amount of time, and they did a very good job with Pop Boy in this game. Continuing on talking about the story, so you play as the Burnt One, you meet Pop Boy, and now you are taking on the journey of the Midnight Walk, where they must traverse. Their goal is to reach the top of Moon Mountain and bring light back to this world that is now full of darkness, while avoiding these monsters, these creatures that now roam all over the environments. And they want to consume Pop Boy's flame since they are attracted to fire. They see Pop Boy, and you must keep him safe throughout your journey as well. And man, it hits on a lot of themes in this game as well that I was not expecting. Really just the themes of darkness and fire and how those things can affect people, I suppose. Really the darkness part of it, living in a world like this. The way that the game is set up, the story, while you're taking this journey, and it has this overarching story, it's split into, I believe, 6 main chapters, 5 or 6 main chapters. And throughout the game, while you're taking this journey, in each chapter, you will kind of see this side story. As you're progressing through, making your way to Moon Mountain, you'll hit all these different areas of the world, and you'll get this really good side story that takes this area and adds a lot of character to it, and then just gives you, it's not really a side story because you're going through the main game and it's there, but it tells you a story that goes along with your journey to Moon Mountain, but also has its own themes and own characters that you'll be introduced to on your way through your journey. It does a fantastic job, and these stories that the game gives you and tells you while you're making your way through it are fantastic. I was loving every second of making my way through, getting to Moon Mountain and hitting all of these different areas in this game. Like, I believe the first major area that you'll hit is called Nobodyville, and the story that you get in that, man, it's a great story, just embedded within the overarching story as well. It's great. It is a great chapter. All of the chapters in this game are fantastic. The entire story, I feel like, is a great journey to go on. It's not a very long game. I believe it took me about 5 or 6 hours to finish, so it gets you there from start to finish. It's a linear game, chapter based, but the story that it presents I thought was a very good one. I really enjoyed it. It was a great story. It has all these side stories embedded within that take you through all these very unique locations with unique characters, and just gives you a great journey start to finish. I really enjoyed the story in this game, the characters, the writing, the dialogue, alongside the way that the world is designed. It just is all done in such a fantastic way. I really enjoyed it. So many great story moments that go alongside the soundtrack as well. I've already talked all about the soundtrack and how great I think it is, but it just helps when you have a great story to go along with that soundtrack, and you can combine the two together and create awesome story moments that will sit with you for a long time. And this game has a lot of those moments. So, what is my verdict on the Midnight Walk? As you can tell throughout this entire review, I adored the Midnight Walk. It was definitely one of the biggest surprises of the year. It caught my eye at the beginning of the year when it came out, and I bought it on a sale. I think I bought it for $30. And just to have it, to maybe get back to at the end of the year, I didn't know if I would for sure. And I am so glad I did, because this game caught me off guard and caught me by surprise in all of the best ways. I was not expecting to like this game as much as I do. It is one of my favorite games of the year. It is going for $40, so I feel like for some people that might be a steep price for what you're getting with the game. Like I said, it's a 5 to 6 hour experience that, you know, takes you from start to finish on a fantastic journey, but it's a linear game. You're not getting, you know, open world 10, 20, 30 hour experience. You are getting a condensed, concise, great experience that takes you from start to finish on this journey with all the things you could ask for. A great art style, visuals, performance is great, the soundtrack is amazing, the story is great, and the gameplay does what it needs to do to keep you entertained throughout the entire experience. So even though it's $40 and it may seem steep, I think that for $40 you are getting an experience that so far this year, at least for me, I have not gotten from anything else. And really, from all the games that I've played, I can't think of any other game that's given me this kind of experience with everything that comes together, all the things that I've talked about throughout this review into this one package. So if this game seems like it's your type of thing, you're all about the art style, and you're liking what you hear from the soundtrack, and the story sounds intriguing to you, I think $40, I would absolutely recommend it for that price. Just know what you're getting into. Don't expect what's not going to be given to you. For $40, what is given to you in this experience, I think, is well worth it. It's obviously not a full price game. It's not acting like it's a full price game. It is a concise experience that for $40 you are getting, for me, what is one of the best experiences of the year, and something that I've not gotten from any other game that I've played, at least that I can think of off the top of my head. This stands out to me. Fantastic. I really enjoyed the Midnight Walk. Big surprise of the year. I loved it, and yeah, for $40 I would recommend it if this seems like it's your type of thing. So that is going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, hanging out, and talking about the Midnight Walk. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion about the Midnight Walk. I really enjoyed it, and can't wait to see what this team does next and where they are going to go. So that is going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll talk to you later.